Hi YouTubers, this is my first video. I've literally spent hours watching other people's videos on here showing their vinyl collections and or their vinyl players. So I thought I would start off and record a video of my own showing some of my vinyl collections. So uh, don't really cater to jazz music like some people on here do. I do have a few, um, but nothing too rare or anything. But I thought I'd start off with some of my hard rock collection that I have. The music in the background's Depeche Mode, but we'll show some hard rock anyway. First of all, let's start off with uh, the last album with Ronnie James Dio, Heaven and Hell, double vinyl, gatefold. Um, comes with a poster, full size poster of the band, which I am not going to pull out for you. The second side of the second disc, it's actually only a 3-sided LP because they took the fourth side, as you can see, and did a laser etching, which is quite cool. The labels are actually quite cool to their albums as well. So if you can find that on vinyl, I suggest you do. It was quite hard to find on vinyl nowadays, I guess. It was only a limited pressing, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. We'll stay in tune with the newer vinyl here. We have Wasp, Babylon, one of the newer recordings, also gatefold. Picture of the band there. And Blackie still looks as cool as ever. They're due here to be here shortly, so hopefully I get to go to that concert. I haven't ever gotten to see Wasp before, so. Cool thing with this, it is a picture disc. If I turn it the right way there you can see it's a picture disc. Again, a little bit harder to find, maybe in the States. It's one good thing about living in Europe. You can find a lot of cool vinyl over here. Vinyl is a huge deal over here. I was quite shocked to see how many used or secondhand record stores there are over here. I live in a fairly small city, town to some of us from America, about 130,000, and the major record store went out of business, and then the other record store, not a major record store, but they sold mostly CDs. They've had to downsize into a smaller storefront, but the used vinyl store is still large and in charge, and is probably the most visited store as far as musically goes in my little city of Örebro, Sweden. So it's good to hear. Another new vinyl, Rat Infestation, Return of Stephen Pearcy, Return of Vintage Rat, awesome album. Find it, listen to it. Listen to it. You're not going to be disappointed. It won several awards on different websites. It was the best rock album of that year, which I believe, yes, was 2010. It was voted best rock or heavy metal hard rock album of 2010. So if that tells you anything, find it, buy it, listen to it. Staying with the new vinyl, something a little bit probably not so heard of in the States. If you're watching from the States, Hardcore Superstar, this is Dreaming in a Casket on vinyl. Again, gatefold. There's these guys there. That is them. That is Hardcore Superstar. They are a fantastic band. Their earlier music's a little bit more punky, and I'm not really into punk music. Sorry, don't hate me. But their self-titled release, just a black cover, says Hardcore Superstar, was was their first album with more of a hard rock, sleazier hard rock, but quite heavy sound. You find them, you buy it. You're not going to be disappointed if you like Motley Crue, that kind of stuff. Personally, these guys wipe the floor with Motley Crue. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail for that one. But guitar wise, these guys are fantastic. The vocalist is fantastic, and the way he sounds on this, the way he sounds on stage, he does not need any help from studio to sound cool. As I said, great stuff. Find it, buy it. This is a little bit, again, since we're in Sweden, I thought I would show this. They, as you can tell, rather colorful costumes that they have. These guys would turn into Shotgun Messiah, record this exact same album for Relativity Records, and actually have some MTV, Dial MTV hits with Shout It Out and Don't Care About Nothing. Sleazier hard rock. But this is quite rare to find. This was only available in Europe, but I've seen it pop up on eBay on occasion. So, but if you want to hear what these guys sound like, look for Shotgun Messiah. Quite good stuff. Won't regret it. And what collection would not be complete without some Iron Maiden? I have a few Iron Maiden LPs. Most record collectors do. But this is No Prayer for the Dying red vinyl release. Another favorite band of mine, Lizzie Borden, shock rocker, awesome music. One of their influences before they started was Iron Maiden, and you can tell. You wouldn't think to look at them or that they would be that kind of music, but they are some seriously heavy shit. Love You to Pieces is my favorite. That's why I'm showing you this one. Their newer stuff is just as good as their old stuff, and their old stuff is just as good as the new. Didn't really change the sound any, just made it a little heavier. As most singers do get older, their voice cannot go as high, and of course, the heavier music, everybody started tuning down. So did they, but the sound is pretty much the same. Still, that got that '80s hard rock sound, which is what I like. So, I will show you Guns N' Roses' original Rape Scene album cover. Kind of hard to find, I guess. Over here, it wasn't so uncommon to find, as Europe is a little bit more lenient with showing things like this. As we're in the States, it gets banned before it even gets released, I think. But I have a couple of copies of this. The LPs are never in good condition. People, as myself, devoured this album when it came out, and the LPs are about a good plus, maybe a good plus. So, but very cool LP to find. A little bit different music here. Living Color, Time's Up. This is the yellow vinyl release. I also have the black. Living Color, kind of. They weren't really. They were. It's kind of hard to explain what music they were, but this is probably the sound that they were probably more after. Whereas their first album was more commercial. Had more commercial hits off of it, where this really did not have those commercial sound. So, but the song Type is what I believe was their big hit off of this, and it wasn't that popular, but these guys are fantastic musicians. A little bit of funk, a little bit of metal, a little bit of rock, and a little bit of soul. It's quite good stuff. Check them out if you don't already know who they are. Next we have Badlands. self-titled. Um, don't really see how you could go wrong with this album. It was not a hit. Don't understand why. I saw these guys open up for Great White and Tesla back in the day, and they were spot on perfection. Eric Singer, now known for being in Kiss, fantastic drummer. You got Jakey Lee from Ozzy Osbourne fame. I mean, that right there should sell it for some people. But this guy here is what was important to me. Being a vocalist, he influenced me some stylings from him, and I absolutely love this man. This album is fantastic. Oh, Ray Gillen, just for the people who don't know, and if you don't, shame on you. Just fantastic album. Going back to the glam, we have Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In on picture disc. Underrated album, I believe. Yes, sleaze rock, glam, sleaze, whatever you want to call it. Just good music. If you were to listen to this album before, as a matter of fact, it would probably be, if you could listen to it before Capitol really got a hold of it. It was rather unproduced, or very low budgetly produced, and you can tell it's got a little edgier. You can hear their hands moving over the guitar strings. It was a little bit of punk. I'm not real big into punk, but I mean you can hear where sleaze rock gets their roots from if you listen to like, say, like, again, this album here. It's just edgy. It's a good album. Fun music. Music does not have to be all about something so important. Party rock, what do you want to call it? Great album. Don't diss it till you listen. And we have another shout out to Ronnie James here. Black Sabbath Dehumanizer on original LP, not the remastered re-release that came out here, I think it was last year. It was sealed when I bought it. I picked it up, still sealed, back from 1992. I open them. I'm a record collector, but I'm also a music lover, and I do listen to my vinyl. If it's still sealed and I don't have a copy, it gets opened. I did not want the remastered version. I am not so hip on remastered vinyl. I thought, oh, how cool, the 180 gram, the vinyl is going to sound better, it's thicker, it's going to last longer. Sorry, your unremastered vinyl is 10 times better because you get more highs, more lows, and more depth. Record your vinyl to a computer, remastered versus unremastered, and you will see the dimensions in music is so much better on an unremastered music. Not big on remastered CDs. I will pitch my remastered CDs if I can find the original copy, because the artwork is different, the production, the mastering is different, and you are getting what today's music is a demand for, whereas not the original music. This is original. Pick it up. I know this isn't one of Black Sabbath's more popular albums, but it is for me one of the best ones, I think. And I'll probably get a few people telling me about that one. I will end it with my holy grail of my collection. May not be for some, but it is for me. Holy Soldier self-titled on vinyl. Yes, they are Christian hard rock, and a lot of people are like, oh no, not Christian hard rock, they're preachy. No. Don't take them for face value. Yes, they look pretty. Rather darker, edgier than Stryper. If you've ever listened to Stryper, one of my all-time favorite bands. My next video actually will be my Stryper collection, because I do have a few. These guys were the first hard rock band to ever get signed to a major Christian record label, because they were just that good. The lead singer, Stephen Patrick, his vocally, he would kind of remind you more of a 70s sound rocker, but for example, like Led Zeppelin, that kind of thing. very Zeppelinish sound he's got in his voice. But these guys were fantastic live. Saw them, met them, fantastic guys. Their music is, like I said, darker, edgier than any other Christian metal out there, I think. One of their songs actually speak about abortion from the baby's point of view, and it's quite a listen. Very poetic. They won awards for their lyrics. They won awards for their music. Um, their live album even had Pat Boone, which of course this isn't so metal, but Pat Boone singing one of their songs that I wasn't real fond of it, but I guess Pat Boone likes heavy metal. He did do a heavy metal album, but it was all done and okay, we'll get off of that. But anyway, this is quite rare on LP. I've seen it go anywhere between $50 to $175 on eBay. Don't think it was ever released on LP in America. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it on LP. I had the cassette. I have the CD. I have two CDs. I had the remastered and the original CD. I won't get rid of the remastered version of that one. But this is my holy grail. I've been offered money for it. If anybody out there tries to offer me money for it from this video, tough luck. Good luck. Find your own copy, because this one's staying with me. But there you have it. There's my first installment, I guess you could say, of my vinyl collection. It may not be good to some, but it's fantastic to me. So keep spinning the wax. See y'all soon.